Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the past, traveling back over 4,000 years to the sun-drenched island of Cyprus. Archaeologists have just wrapped up another exciting season at a site called Kissonerga Skalia, just north of the famous city of Paphos, and what they've found is absolutely incredible. This isn't just another ancient settlement. It's a window into one of the most detailed records of early community life on the entire island. The work, led by the brilliant Dr. Lindy Crew, is painting a vivid picture of a town that grew and thrived for over 1,000 years. Imagine this, a community that started around the early 3rd millennium BCE and continued its story all the way until it was abandoned around 1600 BCE. That's a huge span of time, covering what we call the early and middle Cypriot Bronze Age. What makes Kissonerga Skalia so special is that it shows us a period of massive change on Cyprus, a time when society was becoming more complex. Trade was expanding and new technologies were being adopted. This year, the team focused on a specific area of the site, uncovering what appears to be a massive, multifunctional workshop complex. And when I say massive, I mean it. We're talking about a space that was the bustling heart of the community's industrial and creative life. Think of it as the town's central hub for making things. For centuries, this workshop was where the magic happened. One of the most significant finds is evidence of large-scale beer brewing. Yes, you heard that right. They found buildings with specialized features like sunken floors and plastered benches, perfect for processing large amounts of grain. Inside, they discovered huge pottery vessels, some of which could hold over 200 liters. These weren't for a family dinner. These were for industrial-scale production. They also found stone grinders, mortar, and even carbonized grains and seeds, giving them the exact ingredients for this ancient brew. This wasn't just for a good time. Brewing on this scale suggests it was part of communal feasts, ceremonies, and maybe even a form of payment for labor. Beer was a staple of the ancient world, providing nutrition and a safe way to drink water, and at Skalia it was clearly a big deal. But it wasn't just about beer. The workshop was a hive of other activities. Right next to the brewery, archaeologists found evidence of intense red color processing. They uncovered caches of picrolite, a soft, bluish-green stone that's unique to Cyprus, alongside grinders stained with a vibrant red pigment. This suggests they were grinding down ochre, likely to create paints and dyes. This wasn't just for decorating pots. It might have been used for textiles, body paint, or other artistic expressions. The combination of beer brewing and pigment production in one complex hints at a highly organized system of production, all managed under one roof. As if that wasn't enough, there's also strong evidence for textile production. The team found numerous spindle whorls and loom weights scattered throughout the area. These are the classic tools of ancient weaving. So, while some people were brewing beer and grinding pigments, others were spinning thread and weaving cloth. Imagine the scene, the smell of fermenting grain, the rhythmic clack of the loom, the dust from grinding colorful minerals. It would have been a noisy, busy, and incredibly productive place. The story gets even more interesting when we look at how the site changed over time. In the later phases of the workshop's life, around 1700 BCE, something new appeared: metallurgy. The team found fragments of crucibles, the ceramic bowls used for melting metal and slag. The waste product from smelting copper ore. Cyprus is famous for its copper. In fact, the word copper itself comes from the Latin word for the island, cuprum. Finding evidence of metalworking right in the middle of this established workshop shows a major technological leap. It suggests that the community at Skalia was not only self-sufficient, but also adapting and innovating, embracing the new metal age that was dawning across the Mediterranean. So what does all this tell us? The workshop at Kissonerga Skalia wasn't just a collection of buildings. It was the economic engine of the community. It shows a level of organization and specialization that was highly advanced for its time. Different crafts were happening side by side, suggesting a coordinated effort. This wasn't just a loose collection of family businesses. It looks more like a centrally managed industrial zone. This kind of setup allowed the community to produce a surplus of goods beer, textiles, pigments, and later, metal tools and weapons. This surplus was likely used for trade. The location of Kissonerga Skalia, near the coast, was perfect for maritime commerce. The goods made in this workshop could have been traded with other towns on Cyprus or even with partners overseas in places like Egypt, the Levant, or the Aegean. The discovery helps us understand how Cyprus became such a major player in the Bronze Age world. It wasn't just because they had copper, it was because they had the sophisticated social and economic structures to exploit it. However, the story of Skalia, like many ancient sites, ends with abandonment. Around 1600 BCE, the site was deserted. The reasons why are still a mystery. Was it environmental change? Conflict? Or did people simply move to larger, more fortified centers that were emerging elsewhere on the island, like the nearby Paphos? This is one of the questions that future research will hopefully answer. The team carefully collected soil samples and other environmental data that might hold clues to the settlement's final days. What's really incredible is how the site was preserved. The final buildings collapsed, sealing everything inside like a time capsule. This is why archaeologists are finding intact pottery, tools left where they were dropped, and the ghostly outlines of ancient activities. Every artifact, from a tiny seed to a massive brewing vat, adds a new word to the story of this lost community. The work at Kissonerga Skalia is a masterclass in modern archaeology. It's not just about digging for treasure. It's about painstakingly reconstructing a way of life. By using a combination of traditional excavation and cutting-edge scientific analysis, Dr. Crew and her team are giving a voice to the people who lived and worked here 4 millennia ago. They are revealing a community that was dynamic, innovative, and deeply connected to the wider world. So, the next time you think of the Bronze Age, don't just picture warriors and kings. Picture the brewers, weavers, and metalworkers of Kissonerga Skalia. Picture the bustling, noisy, and colorful workshop that was the heart of their world, a place of creation and community that lay hidden for thousands of years, just waiting for its story to be told. What an amazing discovery! It really changes our understanding of just how sophisticated these early Cypriot societies were. What do you guys think is the most fascinating part of this find? The giant beer vats, the color production, or the transition to metalworking? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching.